What up, YouTube? It's JK No Cow. I got a request for a compost tea vid / recipe, so here we go. I'm gonna run down what I'm doing here. So I'm gonna take, for this particular batch, I'm gonna put 3 cups of this EV Stone organic earthworm casting. Each one of these is a ½ cup. I'm making them big. You can overdo it. It's no big deal. So 2 more. Bam, we got 3 cups of that in there. Now, I'm going to be putting in just shy of 2 cups of this. Or 3 cups actually, sorry. 3 cups of this. And just a little less than 3 cups of this. I guess 2½ cups. 1½. There's 2. There's 2½. This is EV Stone. They make good products. They're always organic, have nice. Been buying this for years. It's looked the same, been consistent. Many years. Earthworm castings. Really good for the soil that we're doing. This right here, Mexican back guano. 10-1-1. Sun leaves makes very good back guano. There's a local company around here called Spare Time, right in this county, and they sell shitty back guano. Not in a good way though. It comes with sand and shit in it. It's just, I got a ½ bucket one time full of sand. The guy at the grocery store took it back, and I never bought that brand again. So now, in here we've got our earthworm castings, Mexican back guano. Now this alone, I don't have molasses, but I'm going to go get it after I've mixed this all together and add it. But you do want to add, I don't know, ½ cup molasses to this mixture right here. I'm going to fill this up with 5 gallons of water. And that alone makes a very good tea. Really simple tea. Earthworm castings, back guano, molasses. Let it sit 2 to 3 days, and then give it to your plants. Now this is very strong. You see, this is a lot of shit for a 5 gallon bucket. I make a really strong tea and then I dilute it. Like 1 gallon of this to 4 gallons of regular old water when I give it to my plants. I don't give it to my plants straight. It's fucking strong. So now if you want to take your tea to the next level, you can add some mycorrhizae. This is a local company. You guys might be more familiar with like Great White Shark or some shit. But yeah. Show you what this shit looks like. This is a little different product than what you might be used to seeing. But yeah, we're going to take and put 2 teaspoons of this shit in there. This shit ain't cheap, but it works wonders on roots. Rhizophyre, it's got endo and ecto mycorrhizae. Millions and millions of organisms come from that little dust right there, and they love the shit and the poop that we put in there as well. Okay, so now we're on to this next level tea. We got some mycorrhizae in there. I'm going to pour water in here just to mix this up a little bit, not a ton of water. Sorry about the shit view there. Okay, I'm going to take this hoe to mix this shit up. You can see there's still a lot of dry stuff. You want to mix it so there's no more dry stuff, that you can see at least. Getting it off the bottom, mixing it up. Simple stuff. Now, next thing I like to put in there is about a ¼ cup of seaweed extracts. This is the Growmore. I've been using this one. This company's been around since 1909 or something. They're doing it real big. 100% natural organic kelp. I'm not that big on measuring this, but I told you I think it's about a ¼ cup that I'm putting in here. Okay. Now, and I should have molasses, but I don't. It's going in there right after I get done making this video. Ain't got much of this left. You don't need much of it. Calcium, magnesium, general organics. It's actually veganic product. But yeah, really only need like 2 teaspoons of this as well. Smells like wine or fermenting stuff. Now this right here, Floralicious Plus, super concentrated organic enhancer from General Hydroponics. This stuff is awesome. It's got some really complex stuff in it that's broken down. I mean, it's the shit. It's basically like a tea we're trying to make here, but it's made in a laboratory under conditions you just can't recreate out here in the middle of this garden, you know what I mean? But just a little bit of this had so much good stuff to a tea, it's ridiculous. Here again, I'm not measuring, I'm just trying to get 1 to 2 teaspoons of that. Alright folks, and yes, I'm gonna put 1/4 to 1/2 cup of molasses in here also. So one last time, we're gonna dump it in here, fill her up to the tits up. And this is a steep tea. I don't use a bubbler, I'm not into that shit, you know what I mean? If you have a bubbler, you could keep tea longer. That's really it. That's the only advantage to it, is keeping it around longer. Because as I come out here once or twice a day, the stuff comes up to the top and it gets filled with oxygen, and I pack it down to the bottom, you know what I mean? It's a lot like the way the earth works, you know, you don't use any fertilizers, you put water on top of the soil, it essentially makes a tea out of whatever's available in the water, in the ground, and it goes in. So that's what we're doing right here. We're making it. And what's the advantages to this? Advantages to this, if I put this on here on my plant, it says it takes 2 weeks before it becomes available. Because it's got to sit in the ground, and I water it and it breaks down, I water and it breaks down. Same with these. These take a long time to break down. So instead, we're taking it in here and letting it steep for 2 to 3 days, which is just how you make regular tea with a tea bag. That's steeped tea, you know what I mean? You don't need bubbles to make tea that you drink. But anyways, so what we're doing is, when you take this out of here, put it in here and let it sit for 3 days, the water is filled with back guano nutrients, and when you give it to your plants, it's instantly available. They don't have to sit around. It doesn't have to sit and wait. So, just a little compost tea recipe, no big deal. And yes, it needs molasses also, or a sugar source. You can use pancake syrup, has a lot of molasses in it. There's a lot of different things you can do, you know. Alright everybody, Gigantic, out of here. Peace.